John H. Project.
Trust no one. Trust no one. Trust no one.
You found it. You're here. You're headlong down the runaway train that is the Anomic Age, and I'm your host, John H. Back with you for the third time tonight. I tell you, the gremlins are back, folks. The gremlins were away for a couple weeks. Everything was working swimmingly, but alas, they're back. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us, folks. I'll be your tour guide this evening as we take a somewhat satirical journey down the path of murder, destruction, mayhem, and the extermination of human life on this planet. A forced march into obsolescence thrust upon us by a global satanic death cult of pedophiles. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be taking you into the dark side of the AM. My goodness gracious, we're in the dark side of the AM right now. It's beautiful. We're at April 1st, 12:03 Eastern Standard Time. That's right. So, I won't belabor any points. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up with the technical difficulties. You can't really get mad. Sometimes you just have to laugh at the funniness. It's just silly, man. So, I'll be quite unlike myself and try to not freak out. Thanks for tuning in. Check out anomicage.com if you've not already done so. Please like all the likes. Subscribe to all the subscriptions. PayPal.me/anomicage. Patreon.com/anomicage as well. Those are the best ways you can follow me. Check out all the things I do right there at anomicage.com. We got the PayPal link. We got the Patreon link. We got the subscribe by email link. We got to buy me a cup of coffee in the Cash App too. It's right there for you at anomicage.com. Anyway, thanks so much to the Patriots Prayer people. Thanks so much for the people that have been with me for a long time. I know I've said that a lot recently. I'm trying to work on this whole gratitude thing. So I'm having more gratitude, I tell you. The stuff I never plug on here, you got the news link. And if I get some more money coming in, I'm going to make this have pictures. If not, it doesn't really matter to me. But you can check it out right there. You can check out some of the latest news, tidbits, and doodads. We got the solo videos known affectionately as the information breakdown segments. You can contact me direct right there at anomicage.com too. So you can do that if you get bored, want to reach out. That old Four Top song, Reach Out. We ain't doing that kind of reaching out. Not right now. All right. So, happy to be back with you. Happy to have audio. Happy for the pictures to be working for the moment. It's just that one monitor, folks. It's the one monitor. In case you're wondering, it's the one monitor that I feel like throwing through the wall. But I'm not going to. Not gonna do it. We got too much fun stuff to talk about right now, don't we, folks? We're going to jump into the deep end of the pool. We're going to get into information breakdown segment 522. LGBT. Elemento not so silent P over Christ. That's exactly what we got to get into this evening, folks. And I know somebody out there is already crying. Somebody out there is wringing their little cry towel, and he's going to talk about, it's going to be sports ball, and we can't talk about anything but politics. Folks. Please find another show. It's okay. I don't need you. I'm going to talk about exactly what I want to talk about. 8 days a week and twice on Sunday. That's what I do, and that's what I shall always do. It don't really matter to me if you like it or not. So we're going to talk a little sports ball this evening, folks. So go watch some reruns of Cagney and Lacey and play some Suzanne Vega records backwards if you want to. That's all right. We're going to talk about this guy. Put him on the screen. That gentleman right there. We're going to talk a little bit of Jaden Ivey. Yeah, we sure are, folks. But let's put this on the screen because we got to look at the articles. We got articles to talk about. We got videos to talk about. It's just a smorgasbord of information. We got this, that, and the other. Today was one of those days. Well, actually, it was yesterday when I was trying to get together some of the things to talk about today. And I love these conversations, by the way. Technical problems, I don't really give a flip. Who cares, you know? I love our nightly conversations, or at least the 2 nights a week conversation. If you check me out in the weekends, cool, you get a little bit of extra. But I love these little conversations that we do. I really enjoy it. And sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, what in the flip am I going to talk about? Because I didn't really have anything about 24 hours ago. And then, as you well know, your social media was just flush with all this crazy about Jaden Ivey. So we got to talk about Jaden Ivey, I guess, you know. So we're going to get into it this evening. So in case you missed it, Jaden Ivey got drafted in 2022, 5th overall pick in the NBA draft. He first went to Detroit basketball, and then he made his way vis-a-vis a trade to the Windy City, Michael Jordan's own Chicago Bulls. Boy, aren't they a mess. Anyway, so you got old Jaden. He's been on the disabled list. No, excuse me, that's baseball. He's been injured for well over a couple months now. He hasn't even been with the flipping team. So I don't think he's played but like 4 games with Chicago since he got there. But he's been injured. But that did not stop him from landblasting his own career. And he did so by taking to social media, I guess about 24, 48 hours ago. I think it was more on 48 side of things. And he starts talking and speaking the unspoken words that you're just not allowed to say. What's that old Voltaire quote? Whoever you can't criticize, that's who's ruling you. And, you know, I know somebody out there's fact-checking the bleep out of everything. Is that really Voltaire? I don't think Voltaire said that. I don't give a flip and flop if it was Big Bird. So, fact-check this. Nevertheless, allegedly Voltaire said that. Perhaps it was Big Bird. Maybe it was Benjamin Franklin. Maybe it was Don Johnson while he was on Miami Vice. I don't really know. But I buy the quote either way. So you got to figure out who you can't criticize, and that is indeed who lords over you. Which is why you should pay special attention to the veritable smorgasbord of protected classes that exist, persist, and otherwise destroy our lives each and every day. So old Jaden took to the airwaves on his social media account, like any good, whatever they're called now, Zoomers perhaps? Maybe he's a Zoomer. I don't know. Either way, he took to the social media landscape, and he starts talking out of skew, I guess, Jay. I don't know what in the heck he was thinking. He was just like out there being honest and being a follower of Christ, and good grief, man, you can't do that. You cannot do that. The only frontier that he did not broach, he might have just been like excommunicated from planet Earth if he'd have said anything even remotely disparaging about our greatest ally. I remember when Kyrie Irving did that about a year and some change ago, and he had to go through this whole like 5-step plan just to even get to play again. He had to go through all this bull jive and repent and say he was sorry to other people and make amends. I mean, it was like a 12-step recovery program just for some guy reposting a video that allegedly said something disparaging remotely about our greatest ally. My goodness gracious, you'd have thought he'd slapped his girlfriend around or something. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, that doesn't get you anywhere, but, you know, on the starting lineup of every major sports league. But I digress. So, I'm going to butt my lip here, and we're going to listen to this one. This ain't all that Jaden had to say. This is a little bit. He went on more like a 45-plus minute diatribe. So we're going to listen to a little bit of it. We're going to listen to 3 minutes and 51 seconds of it. And then we're going to discuss, ruminate on it a bit, and then we're going to get into some Jaden again when he's on a plane talking. My goodness, this guy, whew, he must really not want to work in the NBA anymore, because there's no way he's going to play again after this. Goodness gracious. I mean, there's no way. Let's listen to Jaden. All right, Jaden, kick it off, Brian. Here we go.
That the world can proclaim LGBTQ. Right? They proclaim Pride Month and the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month. to celebrate unrighteousness.
Unrighteousness? What?
They proclaim it.
This guy's a hate monger. Man,
They
it's really
proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets.
hate crime. Hate crime.
Unrighteousness.
Unrighteousness, he said it again.
So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that you man, this man is crazy?
This guy's going to slammer.
Don't we all doesn't even the world make judgments on certain things?
No, they don't, Jaden. You're just wrong.
So how is it when the gospel is preached that people hate it? That people don't want to hear it, and they think it's strange when someone preaches the gospel, the true gospel.
True
God
gospel.
did not make
a
man to be with a man.
All right, now I apologize because this is just over the top hate speech right here. What Jaden is talking about, he's saying it is not okay for one man to lay with another man. This is right out of the Bible. I mean, he's talking about sodomizing a man here. This is just hate speech. Hate speech. I hope they put this guy in jail. This is sick.
How God did not make a girl to be with a girl.
Oh my.
God made a man for the purpose of procreation.
What kind of hate monger is Jaden? Good grief, man. I can understand now why they want this guy in the league.
To have another child. How can a woman bear a child with a woman?
Good grief.
How? Unless they go to the doctor and it can't happen physically. They have the same body part. They cannot bear children.
Okay, this guy's clearly anti-science. I mean, I bet a nickel he's not even going to call people by their pronouns and stuff. He's probably one of those crackpots that doesn't put he, him, or they, them in his bio. I bet you if he sends an email, it just says Jaden. I mean, good night, nurse.
Unless they get something done. Right? So God didn't make that to be God didn't make a woman for a woman. No, he made a woman for the man. That's why that's exactly what God made. He made things good. He made the trees. He made the sun. If the sun was ever closer, we would burn. But he made it in a proper place so that we get the proper light.
This is sick.
In the day. He made the grass. He gave us water to drink. If we didn't have water to drink, we would be dehydrated.
Water's racist. This guy didn't hear about the carbon problem.
God is faithful.
Good night, nurse. This makes me nauseated.
Jesus bless you all.
All right, I apologize for all that hatred, folks. I mean, it's just downright disgusting. I'm going to have to repent and repent to the gods of the LGBT element of Not So Silent P. I mean, I'm going to have to repent to Baphomet and, I don't know, picture Lady Gaga or something. I mean, this is downright disgusting. I'm sorry you had to hear that. The words and opinions expressed by Jaden Ivey are not those of John Age, nor the Anomic Age. Whatever platform you're listening to this on, this is not representative of the kind of content that we are going to put up with around here. I mean, this guy's a hate monger. It's despicable, disgusting, just downright, just nauseating, just sick. I mean, good grief. I'm going to have to repent to the Baphomet God. I'm going to have to go to 3 or 4 drag queen story hours just to make up for this kind of blasphemous talk. Just sick. What a crackpot. I mean, this guy's talking about the Bible. What a weirdo. Jeez Louise. He's trying to say that dudes shouldn't sodomize dudes. I mean, that's not in the Bible. That whole Sodom and Gomorrah thing, that was metaphorical. it's like Jonah and the whale. Like, he didn't really get swallowed by a whale. I mean, come on. Sodom and Gomorrah didn't even happen. That's not archaeological evidence of sulfur balls in the same region as Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, that's just wild. There's no evidence of the ash layers substantiating the narrative. That's just crackpot chicanery. Sodom and Gomorrah had nothing to do with sodomy. I mean, where would you get that idea from, you weirdos? Good night, man. This is so sick. I can't believe it. We're going to listen to a little bit more of Jaden here as he just continues his hate-filled rants. Just sick. I can't believe this. So I don't even know if I can play this anymore.
That's why you got Steph Curry, and he not even surrendered. And y'all believe he's a Christian. Y'all believe he's a Christian.
Hey. Steph Curry is a Christian, right? I mean, those rumors of his wife and his own father are just rumors, okay? I mean, the deal with his wife going on like several talk shows talking about how she's not happy with her husband and talking about how she wants to hook up with other dudes and, you know, getting all excited when there's some shirtless guy on the show. I mean, that's just, I'm pretty sure that's AI. I mean, all that is just not real, completely made up. They're doing great. They're fine, upstanding Christians. How dare you ever question the Curry legacy?
He wrote Philippians 4:13. Y'all think he's a Christian. But he cursing just like the world.
We are now almost ready to go, so please take your seats, fasten your seatbelt.
Friendship with the world is enmity with God. He's friendship with the world. He don't know Jesus. And I pray he comes to the truth. That him and his family will be saved in Jesus' name. Because all that stuff is not going to matter on Judgment Day. All them rings he got.
I think he's making that up. I mean, I'm pretty sure JC is going to be real impressed with all those phony rings from these phony championships in this made-up league. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Enmity to God if you're a friend of the world. Come on. Where'd this guy get that sort of weirdo talk from? That's not true, folks. Don't buy this nonsense. I mean, you can be in the world and of the world. You better be in the world and of the world because, I mean, that's what the Bible says.
All them rings LeBron got. All them rings Michael Jordan got.
All right. You know, I mean, it just gets more humorous. I don't know who believes any of this nonsense. Jeez. Friend of the world's and person that's in enmity to God. I mean, that's just crazy. That's just something he pulled out of his hat. That's not real. Don't get into this nonsense. Don't worry. I mean, we got some more, though. We got some more fun-filled videos. We got this guy. We got Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford's repping this. Well, he'll discuss it. But basically, what we're really talking about is Daniel here. He went out there at a press conference repping his shirt. What in the world is he talking about, man? Faith is not for the weak. I can't believe that kind of garbage. But the reporter calls him out on it, and then Daniel kind of backpedals. He does like a Super Bowl shuffle, and then he runs over the freaking inline there. I mean, this is pretty funny. We got Daniel.
I mean, it's a Fashion Nova shirt, so I didn't really even see what it had said until you just said something about it. But I mean, you know, faith.
This guy's wearing a cross on his shirt and stuff. I mean, what a fruit.
Most definitely. And, you know, I really can't kind of go deep into that, you know, with the stuff that's kind of going on with, you know, the Ivy situation. I don't want to, you know, get away with anything, so we're going to keep it at that point.
Daniel said straight up, like, man, I'm not trying to get freaking waived like Daniel Ivey did. Daniel Ivey got fired from the Bulls. They released him because he was, quote unquote, doing conduct detrimental to the team. He wasn't even with the team, but I guess he was making some posts talking about La Biblia and talking about Cristo, and that was a no-no. Can't be doing that, man. That dude should know better than that, dude. I mean, this is the NBA we're talking about, folks. This is the NBA who does a pride celebration during Pride Month like every night of the week. They just got through with Women's Day or whatever the bleep that was. So they had every arena in the world doing women out to yin-yang here. And I believe the Hawks were about to do some kind of strip club night. And I think they got a little bit of pushback from some stupid cracker. I think he was a European guy. That says a lot. You know what that means. He was a European guy that was protesting, I believe, that the Hawks were going to do like strip club night during a Hawks game. And this weirdo was like, yeah, I don't really get down with that. It's probably not a good idea for the families and for the children that are there. I mean, what a weirdo. Is this guy never even gone to drag queen story time or what, man? Does this guy not participate in Pride night? Like every night of the week in June, it's like Pride. It's Pride up your backside like every night during Pride Month. Like every arena. Man, we should do if we had the money, man, we could do like an NBA arena tour during Pride Month and just bask in the glory, hallelujah, of transvestites and dudes and probably a bunch of dude cheerleaders. It'll be awesome. That would be the best. Man, these guys really need to get a hold of themselves. I can't believe. Trying to think of this dude's name. Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan, the coach for the Chicago Bulls, immediately comes out and do some control. And he just steps in and he's like basically saying this guy needs some help. And we don't know what's wrong with him. This is the funny part. They are trying to gaslight the general public into believing that old Jaden Ivey is somehow cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because he reads the Bible, allegedly. He believes in the Bible, possibly. And he's coming out here talking all this blasphemous information from that sacred book. I can't believe it, man. If only he was a Muslim, man, he'd get a pass all the live long day. If Jaden came out there and said, this is my boyfriend, whatever, he would get like the biggest parade. They would put him in the starting lineup, although he was injured. He'd be right there. He'd be right there in Chicago in the midst of a parade. My goodness, man. Be right there by the lake, one of them lakefront properties. They'd set him up in a penthouse. Man, I can't believe Jaden had to just totally destroy his career. He ain't coming back to the NBA. The Players Association is not going to protect him. Everybody in the mainstream media is going to come after him, just like Billy Donovan did. Speaking of other fools, akin to Billy, where's this other clown at? Oh, my heavens. What the? Here we go. It's Josh Giddey. We got to throw him in the mix, too. Got to throw in a little Josh Giddey. It's one of them things, I'm going to keep my lips sealed on this one. Because if you know about this, you already know about this. But we'll put it on the screen anyway. Josh Giddey says Jaden Ivey needs help. Oh, my. Obviously, this is in quotes, by the way, obviously the whole thing is kind of unfortunate in a way. Quite the wordsmith, aren't you, Giddey? I hope he gets the help he needs. Whatever he's going through or not going through, I do really hope he gets help. It's not going to be with the Bulls. The Bulls. It's not, Josh. It's sure not. And old Josh Giddey was allegedly the guy that was caught with an underage chick, but it was by mistake because she lied to him and he just didn't know any better. And he just fell down. And the next thing you know, good grief. Allegedly, that's what happened to Josh Giddey. I don't know. I wasn't there, thankfully. But, yeah, he got himself in some hot water. But that's all right because, if you're on the good side of the mafia, then you're good. If you're on the bad side, then you're not good. All right, let's put this one on the screen because I found this one quite stirring. hold on. We're going to one more guy before we go with the stirring part. Because we got to talk to, what's this guy's name? Patriots coach. Excuse me. Patriots coach, Mike Vrabel. I guess. I don't care about football nor Mike, but I'm going to listen to Mike because this is funny too. Let's listen to Mike for a minute, and here we go.
Travion quoted some Bible verses supporting a Chicago Bulls player who got released for some comments that he made. And I just thought, how do you measure the line between conduct detrimental to the team, which is why the Bulls released the player in their view, and allowing the 23-year-old to, express his personal beliefs?
I think there is a fine line. I want to tell you, I love Travion. I love the person. He cares deeply about our team. He cares deeply about his faith. He cares deeply about his family, his wife, the people in our building. And so I want them to be able to express what they believe in their heart and in their mind, but also want to make sure that they're educated. And we want to be inclusive. We want to, everything we want to do wants to provide an environment for people to, one, feel comfortable, but also to share their personal beliefs. And then also we represent the team, and then we represent the organization.
So there you go. The Patriots coach is saying, you must not be educated. So what he's really talking about here is one of the Patriots players came out in support of Jaden Ivey. And you can't do that, man. You cannot be supporting God, Christ, Christendom, or anything thereof. If you play for one of these major sports teams, you would be better off cutting off your hand than doing that. I mean, you got people trying to dodge God like they are Keanu Reeves in The Matrix when it comes to these different sports leagues and sports teams. So that's what's going on. You got old Mike there from the Patriots coming out saying, we just need to be positive. People need to get educated. That's the problem. They're just not educated. Oh, my. Mike. If you had used these terms in any other context, you would be out there facing the media lynch mob for saying that someone of color wasn't educated. My gracious goodness sakes alive. I think just insinuating that's a hate crime. Mike? My gracious, how are you still a coach for the Patriots? Sounds like he needs some disciplinary action, Mr. Goodell. Why don't you rain down the hell on old Mike there for insinuating someone of color wasn't educated? Oh my. What a racist piece of dog feces we have here. Sad, folks. Sad it is. Okie dokie. I don't think we've beat this horse quite enough because there's still a little bit more to talk about. Because the weird thing, the thing we have to actually talk about, kind of threw me for a loop because I was not expecting this at all. But it did kind of throw me for a loop here because I've been looking at this kind of deal all day as it has exposed itself. Insert puns and jokes here. I've looked at this all the live long day as the exposure has continued to unravel. And here's the way that I think they thought this whole thing was going to play out. I do believe that they thought it was all going to play out as just another blackballed player. And that they were just going to be able to shove this under the rug. And that old alien himself, Adam Silver, good grief, I don't even know if I can play this guy. I'm going to show this. I got to. You got to show Adam Silver when you can, because this is just too funny, man. If there was ever a dude that was like the be-all, end-all of an alien, if you were ever thinking, you know what, I got a few million, I'm going to make myself a low-budget sci-fi classic. and I'm going to put real actors, no CGI. You could save some coin if you chose this gentleman, Adam Silver, folks, my goodness gracious sakes alive. And sadly, he's got another North Carolina connection. I'm sorry. This clown went to Duke. What the? Look at this dude. I don't think I have to tell you the real deal, do I? Do I have to tell you that he's one of our greatest allies? I don't think so. I think you already know. So after David Stern stepped down and died, we had Adam Silver jump into the fray and keep giving us the gay. Adam Silver jumped in there and thought to himself, my gracious, I'm going to make this even more of a global sport than ever before. We're going to have games in China. We're going to have games in Great Britain. We're going to have games in Mexico, I tell you. It's going to be great. And anytime you want to laugh, or anytime the game's starting to flag, this joker shows up. He's courtside. He's on the social media. He's out there looking like the embodiment of a gray alien. He's a little taller than the grays. I've heard those grays are kind of on the short side, maybe like under 5 feet, or maybe 5 foot tops. I mean, Adam's got some feet on him. He's a taller cat, man. But I think Adam Silver thought to himself, you know what? And you know darn well the Bulls ran this by Adam Silver. There's no way you just call an audible and you release a player under the auspice of doing things detrimental to the team when all he did was get out there and talk Bible on his social media account and dare to disparage, dismantle, or even dissuade anyone from being gay. So that's really what was going on, folks. Adam. Man, it makes me sad. The whole thing makes me sad. That's all I can say. So they have too much money in this mess. Way too much money. I mean, they don't put on these blipping gay nights every night in June for nothing. It ain't like a free deal. People are getting paid on this deal, folks. People are getting paid on this deal. They don't just go to the YMCA and get a bunch of dudes and get out there and do a little YMCA like they're at a Trump rally. Nay. This mess is paid for. It costs money to paint the court. It costs money to throw gay dolls to the kids. It costs money to get them little rainbows put on everybody's uniform. It costs money, folks. Money. And this whole thing is to patronize, placate, and otherwise kiss the proverbial ring of anybody. LGBT, LMNO, not so silent P. Yeah. That's what it's all about, folks. It's all about the money. Because after all, don't forget the NBA still has to subsidize the failing since its existence, never made a positive dime WNBA. I mean, after all, the WNBA is over 3/4 gay. Wouldn't you say? I mean, I'm not a statistician. I don't have any hard evidence on this matter. But I would say, suggest, and perhaps even surmise, that's what's up. But I do believe there might be a problem. Maybe a little bit of problem. Just a tiny problem. Don't get excited. It's not going to be real. But here we go. We got to put this on the screen. This is from yours truly on my social media. I said, uh-oh, the NBA might have a problem, as Johnny Rotten might say. Now we have 8 players. 8 players stepping into the fray and saying, nay. We're not going to let this guy get the gay. So we got a whole cavalcade of cats stepping up to the plate. Man, we got who's this? And I don't know any of these cats except like 2. So we got Charis Levert, we got Tyrese Maxey, we got Denny Avdija. He's got to be from across the pond. We got Chet Holmgren, we got Patrick Williams, we got Shea Gildress-Alexander, we got Miles Bridges, and we got Con Knipple. 8 players stepping into the fray and saying, yo, you might as well fire me too, because we are standing behind what our guy said. Ain't that some stuff? And like I said on this thing, man, I have a feeling that these cats are all going to backtrack, backpedal, and backslide. Recant what they said. Brought tomorrow this time, because I bet a nickel they all got a call. Maybe from that lovely individual from a moment ago. This guy, oh my goodness, get the kids away from the screen. I bet a nickel they got the call from Adam Silver. And he said, yo, you trying to disparage, besmirch, or otherwise degrade the greatest allies of all time? Nay, 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 kids. So I have a feeling we're going to hear a bunch of backsliding tomorrow. A lot of people recanting. A lot of people saying they misspoke. But as of today, we got 8 players in the NBA saying, nay, nay. We're not down with this. They said, you might as well fire us too if you're going to fire our fellow Ivy. You had a couple more than that. I'm just choosing to highlight the 8 because those are the 8 that said you might as well fire me too. We had a couple other people say, hey, that's our guy. But I don't know. Maybe, just maybe. And I put zero stock into this. I don't even know why I'm saying it. But maybe, just maybe, we have an organic event that is backfiring on these scoundrels, ne'er-do-wells, carpetbaggers, flim-flammers, and scumbags. Just maybe. Because maybe they thought they were just going to pull over everybody's eyes, and everybody was going to say, oh, we're so sorry, Adam Silver. We're so sorry. And Adam Silver jumps out of the closet like a thief in the night with a freaky knife and a grin and says, okay, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, so hopefully we have got a problem, Houston. It'd be pretty rad. It's not going to happen. It'd be pretty cool if the NBA had to reinstate old Ivy. It'd be pretty funny if Ivy ended up suing all these clowns. It'd be pretty funny. I doubt we'll see it, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Because here's the deal, folks. The American people have had it up to their eyeballs with these demigods. We call them politicians. But the be-all, end-all of demigods that many of the cult members are still bowing down to. Like cult members, here's the deal. If you're into any social media, if you're into the alternative media, and you talk about the globalists, and if you're into any of that, then you're probably thinking, yo, maybe like a large constituency has turned their back on DJT. Maybe they've seen the light. But not really, folks. Like, there are still true blue, dyed-in-the-wool, like, blue blood conservatives that will just bow down to anything DJT does, says, or anything else. Like, he could, like I've said before, man, he could start throwing babies in a wood chipper on the White House lawn. There'd be people lined up around the block going, that's our guy. You know, those babies are bad babies, I tell you. They're really bad people. You just don't know them like I do. You know, that sort of thing. So, there's that. But here's the deal. Here's what I think might be changing. Because people have no faith in the demigods, the public servants, and otherwise the politicians. But I think people still actually have faith in JC, in Jesus. I do believe. And this might be one of those turning points, pun intended, these turning points that actually galvanizes public opinion, not by politicians, not by your BS political party, not by, we believe in open, we believe in, you know, all this bull jive of we believe ins. I think if people would drop the BS guise of the we believe ins and just got behind the only thing they should believe in, that might cause a change. That might be that shift in the force, Luke. That might cause things to actually change up around him. Just maybe. Not guaranteeing it. I'm just thinking maybe. So I'm one of those cats that's not hopeful at all. I am beyond black pill. You ain't met black pill until you've hung out with me. But on the real, we might, just like the tiniest droplet in the pond, have like the smallest of chances if we actually put our faith in God and not the demigods, not the boobs in suits, not the multimillionaires that say they're doing it for your best interests, not the people that are really doing it for small bleep-hole countries across the pond, not really doing it to protect pedophiles, not really doing it for your greatest ally, not really doing it because you're getting pork barrel funding and subsidies from these carpetbagging trash. Maybe. So it'd be real cool if we saw like a huge outcry by the actual players in the NBA. And I'm talking like some more major players than the players that we've seen on the screen. Yeah. And some retired players too. It'd be pretty funny if they all just gave everybody a high sign and said, forget about it. They won't, but it'd be nice. Because after all, these people are multimillionaires. Like the worst player on the team's a millionaire, folks. The guy who's not seen the light of day on an NBA court in 6 years is still a millionaire, folks. So, just so you know, let's move on. So if you're looking at this screen and you're looking at this, not Adam Silver, my goodness, that scares me. This show today, in the tonight's edition of the show, we're covering the 3 Bs. Not those, not the bullets, bandages, and whatever. We're covering balls. We're covering bullets. And we're covering bull. So far, we've covered the balls and the bull. Well, we haven't covered all the bull. We've covered a little bit of the bull, but good night. We haven't covered all of it, I tell you. We got some special comedic parts in the end. Like, in case this was not comedic enough for you, fear not. Get ready to laugh and don't drink anything for a few minutes, because when we get to the funny part, it is downright hilarious. I mean, you thought this was hilarious. You thought seeing Adam Silver up there, I mean, looking like the incarnation of Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. No, we hadn't gotten there yet, folks. The funny has not even begun yet. We got to talk about this one, though, right? From people.com. The bullet that killed Charlie Kirk doesn't match Tyler Robinson's rifle, his lawyers claim. No, the lawyers don't actually claim that. The ballistics report substantiates that. It's not as if this is some half-hearted scheme, some nitwitted charade. This is actually substantiated by, dare I say, science, and not the Fauci variety. Not the Fauci variety where he's like, hey, wear this stupid mask. It's porous and has holes in it. Yeah, but it's safe, and I tell you, it'll keep you safe. Yeah. The same morons who believe that would also probably get into a submarine made of balsa wood and screen doors. Yeah. So anyway, it's not a claim by the lawyers. It's a substantiated fact by the ballistics report. The ballistics report does not match in any way, shape, or form the rifle that was found. Which one, by the way? I mean, they showed you a synthetic stock rifle at one point, and then they showed you this wooden stock rifle at another point. The rifle that they allegedly found was already like wrapped in a little bag, had a big sign sticking up for it, saying, this is the rifle from the killer of Charlie Kirk. Find us now, police. The police went searching everywhere, couldn't find it, and then alas, they come back. And it's like, oh my gracious, it's right here. So which rifle is it exactly, huh? Anyway, it does not match the .30-06 round that hit, allegedly, Charlie Kirk. Because keep in mind, it's not funny that this guy died, but the humor is in the stupidity of the American people and the gullibility of the American people. Because they sold the American people this yarn. This is the yarn that they sold the American people. This dude gets hit with a .30-06 round. Not from like 6 miles away, but from like a couple hundred yards, not even. He gets shot with a .30-06 round. This is a type of round that will go straight through a deer or a bear. I mean, he's not getting shot with like a 22 or a 9mm or a 5.56 round for that matter. So anyway, he gets shot with a .30-06 round, and they're saying, we didn't recover the bullets because his skeleton was so tough. This guy was like Wolverine's brother, I tell you. This guy's so hard. I mean, this guy's like Navy SEAL Green Beret hard. So hard that, Chuck Norris faints at his shadow. He's so hard. This guy gets hit with a .30-06 round, and it just stays in his body. It bounces to and fro and anywhere it wanted to go amongst the tidbits, doodads, and metal skeleton that made up Charlie Kirk. And in all that hoopla, they didn't recover the bullet from the ground. It was still lodged in his body. And imagine the coinky-dink, the big surprise when they're like, yeah, the ballistics report doesn't match. What the, Jeez Louise, you mean Lee Harvey wasn't our guy? Good grief. This is sad. So sad. Anyway, so there's that. But wait, there's more. Because soon after this debacle, sheriff at center of Charlie Kirk suspects capture resigns. Yeah, this is the guy. By the way, Sheriff Nate Brooksby. Yeah, he's right there. This is from Newsweek.com. Sheriff Nate Brooksby immediately resigns after the ballistics report does not confirm that it came from the gun from Tyler Robinson. So, this guy's like, oh, all right, I've had enough. I'm out here. This is the guy that allegedly got old Robinson to turn himself in, I guess, and responsible for finding the stuff. I mean, just the whole thing, man. The whole thing stinks. The whole thing stinks like a kettle of fish, folks. The whole thing stinks like a dead, rotting deer carcass on the side of the road. The whole thing flipping stinks, folks. But don't worry, it's just a thing. It's just like he's been around in this just for 30 years. He was ready to retire. Nothing to do with anything relevant to anything. Okay? So, that's just how it goes. You hear 1 minute, you go on the next. The bullets don't match. It's just crazy, I tell you. It's weird. It's very weird. So there's old Brooksby. I guess he's out. It's totally normal, though, They didn't find the rifle on the first pass, but they found it on the second pass. I mean, there it was. This weird bag just laying out there on the grass. I mean, if I was going to commit a felony on a crazy major scale, I mean, I would absolutely I'd start throwing evidence everywhere. I mean, come on. I'd do this whole running across the roof thing before the shots, and it's just wild. It's so stupid. Anyway, so there's that. All right, we have finally approached the part of the show that was actually, no, this wasn't meant to be humorous, by the way. This is not from Saturday Night Live from like 30 years ago when it was funny. This is not like SCTV, from like 50 years ago, I guess. No, not quite, like 45 years ago. When they had John Candy on there. It's not that, folks. This is actual footage from CPAC. I'm not BSing you. This is legitimate footage from CPAC that the producers and backers and funders of CPAC thought to themselves, you know what? This is going to really paint us in a good light. I mean, I already showed you the footage on the previous show where you had those 3 chicks out there and the main one, the Latina. You got to throw the TH in there or you're racist. Latina was out there saying, I know, Gesundheit. The Latina was out there saying, you got to really get behind the Hispanic vote and blah, 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 blah. I covered that on the last show. I'm not going to do it again. It was hilarious, stupid, but really rolling right into the play from DJT where he's saying, we really need the H-1B visas because Americans are too stupid. We're not really going after the criminals. We're just going after the rapists and murderers. The other criminals are totally all right. We're not going to go after them. The smokescreen of ICE is just pomp and circumstance bull jive to convince the boomers and the American morons that they're not getting goy slop. I'm using all those lovely words so, all the cool kids will think I'm cool, right? So anyway, this bull jive that we already covered in the last show really plays right into that. And I should have left the image up there from the last show, but I didn't think it was necessary until I saw these clips. And then I was like, we got to cover these clips. These clips are the best. These clips are the best that CPAC has to offer. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you understand that the vast majority of the American public that are not like goy slopped out and boomers, that they're like black pilled to the core and are not going to vote for this bull jive, like they had convinced a big majority of the American morons that Trump was like ushering in this new Republican Party. It was no longer those old fat white dudes. It was no longer the neocon crackers that got us into the 9/11 false flag and everything else. They believe the hype, the Goy's love. Cool. I've said it 4 times now. I'm bound to get like 5,000 follows and probably 5 million views just from saying those words. I'm going to crash out, man. So anyway, I think the younger kids, the young whippersnappers, really bought into the bull jive with Trump in his first regime, and even when he got shafted in the second regime, really shafted by his own hand because he didn't do anything to stop it. But I think now that we're into regime 3, or really 2, people are really kind of catching up to the fact that this is not any sort of new Republican Party. It's still a bunch of old fat white dudes. It's still a bunch of neocon war hawks that really just want to kill people and do what Pete Hegseth was talking about that I mentioned on the last show, just really the expansion of the America territory. Just like Israel's just the Israeli expansion project where they're going to take over Egypt and Iran and all these other countries. Yeah. Hegseth basically said the same thing, that we're going to do that too. Like 2 days ago. And if you're catching up to this at all, I mean, you should already know this. This all came from Agenda 21, Rio Summit, George Bush, Bill Clinton, I think 1990 in Rio de Janeiro. But it really started way before that. And then we had the Agenda 2030 plan. But I've been hearing about this bull job since like the mid-90s, I think. Where it was like mid to late 90s, the world was abuzz. Because everyone was talking about the North American Union. And you heard all these conspiracy theories that there was North American Union money already being made that didn't have Los Estados Unidos any longer. It was like the whole North American area. It was Canada. It was Mexico. It was Greenland. It was Cuba. It was all the little lovely Central American countries too. They were all going to be the North American Union, and we were going to be on the North American version of the euro. So maybe all that's finally coming into play. I think so. I mean, by might, I mean it is. I hope the American people catch up before, they're put in a concentration camp or something. But it's okay. FEMA camp. Remember FEMA camp. I'm in FEMA Region 4. Make sure you look on the map and figure out what FEMA region you're in. Maybe when we're in the FEMA camp, we can be pen pals or something. But anyway, I say all that to say this. We got to talk about this lady, Kat Kamak. She's a representative from Florida. And I know people love to think Florida's like the new ultra red state. They're like going to replace Texas because Texas is going to be overrun by commies and morons and illegals. And they think Florida is going to be like this new bastion of conservatism. And this was one of the I'm trying to be nice. This is one of the lovely young ladies, Kat Kamak. She was one of the 3 that was out there with the Latina that I covered on the last show, the Saturday or Sunday edition. I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, she's the one I was trying my best not to make fun of, and I swear to you, man, I'm not looking for this stuff just to be a jerk and make fun of people. But for heaven's sakes, man, when it keeps hitting you in the face. It's like, here's CPAC. Like, people wonder why no one wants to go to CPAC. People wonder, CPAC is like this barnacle on the bottom of the boat. CPAC is the biggest vestigial event of all time. It's right there with the RNC or all this other bullshit. But people still go to this like it makes a hill of flipping beans. You'd be better off going to Walmart and just wandering around and bumping into boxes and stuff. But I digress. I'm just going to let it play. I swear, man, I'm just going to let it play. Let's play it. I can't talk. Yeah, man, this is really what was going on. I think, hold on, maybe I was mistaken. This was not at CPAC. This is Young Republicans National Federation. I'm mistaken. I apologize to Kat Kamak. The next clip is at CPAC. This is not at CPAC. Like I said, this is Young Republican National Federation. Either way, the next clip is just as bleeped up. But this is from the Young Republican National Federation. And people wonder why the left makes fun of this kind of garbage, because the right should be making, this is hysterical, man. This is ridiculous. We got a grown woman that's a representative from Florida up there at the Young Republican National Federation, whatever the flip, doing whatever this is. I don't even know, folks. I have no idea what that was. This is like something you might do in the shower with the door locked. If you want to do something silly like that, that's the place to do it, okay? I'm not a singer. I'm not a dancer. I know my limitations. I know my limitations. As the great Dirty Harry once said in the iconic Clint Eastwood movie, Dirty Harry, a man's got to know his limitations. That goes for you too, ladies. Okay? So if I'm going to break down some singing and dance moves, it's going to be in the privacy of my own domicile with the doors locked, okay? It ain't going to be on a national stage. I couldn't even imagine this. I mean, somewhere the publicist has got to be like throwing themselves down a flight of stairs. They got to be. Am I wrong in thinking this? Maybe I'm just being that guy. Am I just being a jerk on this deal? This is from CPAC. This is the same lady. This is Kat Kamak. I don't want to misspeak her name and start getting hate mail about misspeaking this woman's name. Kat Kamak. Kat Kamak, folks. This is Kat Kamak from CPAC. So I was mistaken the first take, but this is just about as egregious. She is not singing and dancing here, thank the Lord. But again, what in the world? What publicist, what person in charge of anything said, you know what, Kat, this is what we're going to go with. We're going to put this all over social media. We're going to put this out there. I mean, they should have done a dry run with some like producers, and they should have said, nah, Kat, this ain't what you need to do, girl. This isn't what you need to wear. This is not what you need to do. This is not what needs to happen. But, I mean, this is the kind of stupidity. And this is the deal, folks. It's like the conservatives think everything that the Democrats do is stupid, and they're like, oh, yeah, these people are so stupid, I can't believe it. And then in turn, not just the conservatives and Republicans, like anybody with a modicum of gray matter between that big weight on their head, you know, they're looking at this and going, yo, this is a bad look. This is terrible. And even nice people are going, come on. Come on. So, I mean, you can't think the Democrats are just stupid without thinking the Republicans are just as stupid. And eventually, you've got to come to the great, grandiose conclusion, catharsis, and maybe even outbreak of knowledge and think, man, they're both stupid. They're getting paid to be stupid. They're getting paid to reel in like the lowest IQ possible. The people that are also, oh my goodness, I didn't even pull a slide for this one. By the way, I should. All right, I'm going to let this play, and then I'm going to pull this video of this next one.
As we turn into these midterms, we're going to need to adopt some of the amazing things that Florida and Texas have done. And it starts with not being afraid. I know people in this room are here because you're patriotic, because you're not afraid. But let me tell you what, my good friend, Senator Ted Cruz, he just left the stage. Give it up for Senator Cruz.
Oh, yeah, Senator Cruz is awesome. What a complete piece of refuse scumbag Senator Ted Cruz is. But I digress. I'm not even going to, I'm going to see if I can pull this for you. I wasn't going to, but I think I need to. Let me see. We got to pull these chaps up there, don't we? Yeah, we got to, man. We got to. Artemis 2 mission scheduled for April 2026. Yes, exactly. Artemis 2, April 2026. Let's see if we can open this in a new tab. We got to. Oh, come on, man. There we go. We're feeling better now. So the Artemis 2 mission is going up on April 1st, 2026. I mean, this is not a joke, folks. This is not an April Fool's edition of the Anomic Age, but it might be, because this is the crew. It's like a McDonald's commercial. They got all the DEI checked off. What you want to bet? One of those cats is part of the Pride Month parade. What you want to bet? Because we got the gay dude. We got to have the gay dude. I don't know which one's gay, but I bet a nickel somebody on that mug is gay. There's got to be. They're going to unfurl a pride flag mid-flight, I'll bet. I hope there ain't video of what's going down up there. And we got the person of color, and we got the female, and we got the two dudes. DEI all the way, and it's happening on April Fool's Day, folks. They're allegedly going to outer space to orbit the moon, La Luna. Allegedly. So for me, it's just kind of an April Fool's joke. It's intentional, folks. I mean, people that believe we're going to outer space and we're going on another moon mission. We're not going to land on there. We're just going to orbit it, right? We're just going to hang out and maybe unfurl a flag and pretend we're floating and stuff, right? I mean, this is just downright embarrassing. But what all of this is, folks, it's everything I've just shown you is a humiliation ritual. I'm sorry. Cat Kamak, what we just showed from you is a humiliation ritual. I don't know who told you to do any of this. I don't know who said this is a good idea. I mean, this is why all these politicians and all these ne'er-do-wells and boobs have people on the payroll just to say this is dumb. I mean, this is real, folks. There are people that pick out the tie, the dress, the sash, whatever that flipping covering is that Ilhan Omar wears. There's people that are paid just to make sure you don't look like a goofball. Whoever's getting paid to make sure Cat doesn't look like a goofball needs to be fired. I'm not even going to say anymore. I'm not going to be disparaging. I'm going to keep it clean. I'm going to let you draw your own conclusions. All right? They need to get fired. All right, the last one I got to show you. This is from the NDP. No, not Diamond Dallas Page. The NDP of Canada. The National Democratic Party of Canada. And man, if you thought that other stuff was funny, you cannot make up this much lunacy. And keep in mind, this is what's already here in America, and this is what will become the norm in America. It's got to. I mean, this is why Ivey's in so much hot water just talking out the Bible, folks. This is the NDP in Canada. This is not a skit from Second City TV from Canada. This is not Saturday Night Live from America. This is not any sort of comedic troupe. This is reality. This is scary, folks, but hilarious at the same time. Let's play this a little bit. And I caught this from... what the heck's the girl's name? Melanie Mack. I found this on Melanie Mack's video feed, and I thought, aha, I like this. I need to play it too. All right, this is it, folks. Just try to, if you're drinking something, put it down. If the kids are up and you're about to be sleeping next to somebody, just don't do that, because this is too much. This is too crazy funny. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Here we go.
Thank you, Delegate. There's a point of privilege on microphone 1, then we'll go to microphone 3. Go ahead, Delegate.
Yes, hello. I was standing here with my gender equity card before you called on the previous speaker. That's my point of privilege that I would like to raise.
I will explain the speaking order, which is fixed, that I cannot amend, which is the pro-con rotation. You can move yourself up a line that you're standing in.
I am pro, and I was...
We went...
You went pro, con,
We went pro-con, pro, and my plan was to go con. The speaker at con mic 3 also has a speaking card.
Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner. And while I understand in Ontario we note this as equity, even if that, this was also used inappropriately in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a Black woman have no value outside of this space.
Totally insane. This is totally insane. We gotta break this down. All right, here we go. Here we go, folks. So we start out this charade we start out this charade with lesbian Hitler. We got lesbian Hitler kicking things off, and she's doing her thing, man. She's explaining to you. She's not mansplaining. She's lesbian Hitler explaining how it's going to go down. So she's getting ticked off already because she's already dealt with this cracker dude. And then lesbian Hitler rolls up, and she's like, okay, next person. And then we got, who's this man? Then we got Palestinian girl or whatever this girl is repping some sort of, shawl with the flag or the whatever this, And she's already getting antsy because, like, it's my turn to talk, and I got my privilege card. And then lesbian Hitler's getting ticked off because she's having a man lesbian Hitler explain to this girl what's going down. And you think it can't get any dumber. Like, they have used all the lingo. I'm not talking about like the hip Zoomer speak where we say crash out and boomers and goy slop and stuff all the time. No, this is like the even cooler lingo. This is like the highest echelon of mental retard, of mental midget. So the highest echelon is using these cool words that we're all going to have to jot down, and we got to learn this, folks, because this is how you're supposed to talk. No, I mean, on the real, when you hear people talking like this, I don't know about you, but I automatically want to leave the situation. It doesn't happen often because I don't go out and about. I'm out and about with the trash. But when I do, I immediately go, oh, man, I got to get away from this. Like, this is a reason we got to get away from these things. Let's run it back one more time and jot down and take notes all the cool words that you can use that are way cooler than goy slop and the other stuff. Here we go.
There's a point of privilege on microphone 1, then we'll go to microphone.
Okay, here, check it out. Point of privilege. There's a point of privilege. So the next time you're in a conversation, especially around the holidays, we got Easter coming up. Check these points out because you're going to have to say point of privilege at the table. When you're with your in-laws or your family, extended family, make sure and say, yo, somebody speaks out of term. There's a point of privilege.
Microphone 3. Go ahead, delegate.
Yes. Hello. I was standing here with my gender equity card.
Oh. This chick was standing there with her gender equity card. So make sure you say at the holiday table, there's a point of privilege. And then whoever the speaker is, make sure you say, I'm here with my gender equity card, my racial equity card, my Optimus Prime equity card, whatever the case may be. Okay?
Before you called on the previous speaker.
Yeah.
That's my point of privilege that I would like to
I will
lesbian Hitler's getting hot.
Order, which is fixed that I cannot amend. Which
yeah,
is
she said his order's fixed. You better know your role. I'm going to step off this mug and throw some SS lesbian troops at you.
We went...
You went pro, con.
We went pro, con, pro.
Man, this is scary. That chick in the back looks like that's serious, too.
Also has a speaking card.
Dude, that chick with the tattoos. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. See, those other chicks, they just had the gay card. And whatever Palestine chick here, she had the gender equity card. But they're about to get all trumped by the black chick who may or may not be a lesbian. And she's got her mask on. I mean, that trumps this little thing that Palestine girl's got going on. Let's hear this black girl talking. She's about to she's dropping the gauntlet. She's like, yo, the black chick is going to say, hey, lesbian Hitler, you ain't got nothing on me. Palestinian chick with your gender equity, you better step back. I'm a black female. A black female's about to speak. And I'm wearing a mask and I'm probably gay. Check it out.
Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner.
Inappropriate manner.
In Ontario, we know this is equity. Even if this was also used inappropriate in terms of
the dude's backing up. He's like, yep.
I want everyone to be
I'm not getting slapped by this girl.
These cards for individuals like myself who identify as a black woman have no value outside of this space.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we got to deal with, folks. That's what you need to understand, appreciate, and adopt as your lingo. I mean, this totally usurps and relegates all that cool hipster speak where you just say crash out and goy slop and stuff. I mean, that's nothing. If you can get this lingo down, you will get all the hits. You will get all the fruitcakes liking you, your video will go to #1 on every platform rather than being throttled down and taken off of platforms like my material. I mean, you're going to be set to go, man. You might as well just bask in the glory. All right, folks. We talked a little protected class. We talked a little balls, bullets, and bull. Had a little technical problems in the beginning, but we made it through to the end. Hallelujah. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I'll be here again on Thursday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be safe out there. You can't do everything, but you can do something. I'll be seeing you sooner or later in the Anomication.
Thank you for listening to The Anomic Age, a John Age project. For past shows, further info, and to comment, go to anomicage.com. That's ANOMICAGE.com. Till next time, thank you for listening to The Anomic Age.
Thank you.